No, teacher.
So for the question 1 and question 2, everything already clear enough?
Yes,
Teacher?
clear.
Okay. If question 1 and question 2 already clear enough for you, I will move to the question 3. For the question 3, we will in here we already have the function machine. In here there is x, and then the rule is subtract 3 and then multiply by 3. So we already have the input is 2, so we replace the x into 2. And then 2 minus 3, it will be equals to negative 1. Negative 1 times 3, it will be equals to negative 3. That's why the value of y will be equals to negative 3. Now for the second column, we already have the output. We need to find the input. When we already have the output, we do from the back to the opposite. So we already have the value of y. We do the opposite. Opposite of times 3, it will be divided by 3. So we will have 6 divided by 3, which is equals to 2. After that, the number 2 in here, opposite of negative of subtract 3, it will be plus 3. So now we have 2 plus 3, which is equals to 5. That's why the input will be 5. Now we have the input, which is equals to 8. And then 8 minus 3 will be equals to 5. 5 times 3 will be equals to 15. And then for the other one, we already have the output. The output is 10. 10 divided by 3, I just write it as 10 per 3. And then this is minus 3, so we do plus 3. And then we can make them into a single fraction. So the number 3 in here, we can change it, become 9 per 3. So 10 per 3 plus 9 per 3 will be equals to 19 per 3. Yes, it's supposed to be your homework. Actually, I want all of you to write the answer on a binder paper and submit it to the Google Classroom because it's supposed to be your homework. But it's like not all of you submitted back to me. Only like 7 students who already submitted back to me. Yeah, if some of you want to write it as a fraction, you can as a decimal. You can write it as a decimal. Maybe make it into 8.3. That is also okay. Is there anyone who get, oh, not 8.3, sorry, 6.3. Miscounted. Supposed to be 6. Okay, is there anyone who get confused at question 3A before I move to the question
Teacher,
3B? Yes?
so if I write six six point three, is that okay or not?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. That's why I
Like
say it.
the or 6.3, that one.
6,
6.3.
yeah, 6.3, or you can write it as 6, 1 per 3, like this also fine. Because all of them having the same value, so you can write it as 19 per 3, or you can write it 6.3 or 6 1 per 3. That is also
Well, I write
okay.
6.3, so it counts, right, teacher?
Sorry.
Or I write 6.3, so that counts,
Yeah,
right, teacher?
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, someone asked me, how do I get 10 per 3? If when we already have the output, we have to do from the back. So now we already have the output, which is equals to 10. So I write 10 in here for the value of y, because this is the y is equals to 10. So we already have the output. And if we are going to find the input, we have to do from the back to the opposite. This is times 3. Opposite of times 3 is divided by 3. 10 divided by 3, you can write it as 3.3, or you can write it as 10 per 3. It's either one will be okay. So that's why I get 10 per 3 from there. So this is 10 divided by 3. You can write it as 3.3 also fine. And then after that, for the next rule, we have to subtract it by 3. Because we are going to find the input, so we have to do the opposite. Opposite of subtract 3 will be plus 3. That's why 3.3 plus 3, it will be equals to 6.3. Is it clear enough for those who ask me any question, or is there anything that is confusing?
It's clear, teacher.
Yeah, so if you have 10 divided by 4, you can write it as 10 per 4, or you can change it into decimal, make it into 2.5, that is also okay. But if you don't want to change it into a decimal and you want to keep it as a fraction, it's okay, because the question did not mention that you have to keep the answer as a fraction or as a decimal. You can pick which form that you like to write. Okay, if no
Okay.
one asks me any question, I will move to the question 3b. For the question 3b, we already
Hello,
have the
teacher.
yes, hello, Ken.
I feel a bit confused how to find the term to term rule.
Yeah, later. Wait, which later, right? Which number? From the question 2 or from the another question? Hello, Ken.
I
Is it?
forgot which number, but
Yeah, but so far I don't think. Yeah, at question 2 we already have. Find the anthem. Which one that is a question? The term to term rule, the anthem, or the position to term rule?
it's like this one, teacher. In B, can you see B?
B, the question 3b that I should.
3B.
Yeah, now I'm going to discuss the 3b. I haven't started
It says
discussion 3b.
times 12 plus 11, right, sir?
Yeah,
Nah, it's not that one. It's the other one. So like position number times something plus something. Yeah,
yeah.
that one I cannot figure it out.
Okay. We will have some kind of the question later in the next. You can ask me later, yeah. Let me discuss the 3b first. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So for 3b, this is also the same method when we are going to find the position to term rule. So the first thing that we have to do is find the difference from 23 into 35. As long as, but you have to make sure that the input is already in order. The input is from 1 into 2, so it means I can check from 23 into 35. I can check the difference. But later, if the input is like 1, 3, 4, it means you cannot check the difference when the difference between the output when the input is 1 and then the input is 3. It will be better if you check the output when the difference of the output when the inputs is 3 or 4. You have to make sure that the value of input in here are in order. Do not have so many difference. This is 1 and 2 is already in order. So it means I can check from 23 into 35. The difference is plus 12. Because the difference is plus 12, it means later the position to term rule or the function machine, we have to multiply it by 12. After we multiply by 12, you have to check. 1 times 12, the result, it will be only equals to 12. But the output is equals to 23. So it means there is a bit different from 12 into 23. I have to do something to change 12 into 23. The things that I can do in here is by adding 11 into 12. That's why in here, after I multiply by 12, I will plus it by 11. After that, I need to check for another input. When the input is 2, so 2 times 12 will be equals to 24. And then the output is 35. 24 plus 11 will be equals to 35. It means the rule is already correct. Is there anyone having any question for the question 3b so far?
Not
Or maybe I talk too fast?
clear.
Clear for sure. The others, is there anyone having any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the question 4. For the question 4 in here, work out the value of each expression for the given values. So this is, we already have the expression, which is 2p minus q, and then we have to find the value when the p is equals to negative 3, the q is equals to 7. So we just replace the value of p into negative 3, the value of q into 7. So it will be 2 times negative 3 minus 7. 2 times negative 3, it will be equals to negative 6.
Teacher, you
Yes,
misspelled. It is supposed to be A B, not A A.
which number is it?
No, I mean,
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Haha. It's supposed to be the question A and question B. Okay, thank you, Stanford. Okay, later I will edit the PowerPoint before I share it to you. Okay, so for the question for A, we replace the value P into negative 3, the Q into 7. So it will be 2 times negative 3 minus 7. We have the multiplication and subtraction. Multiplication have to be done first. So we do 2 times negative 3, which is equals to negative 6. And then negative 6 minus 7, it will be equals to negative 13. For the question B, we have 5 minus a cubed. So we replace the a into 3. So it will be 5 minus 3 to the power of 3. Have subtraction and also indices. We do the indices first. So we do 3 to the power of 3, which is equals to 27. 5 minus 27, it will be equals to negative 22. Is there anyone who get confused at question 4? Is there anyone who get confused at question 4? No?
No.
Okay. If no one have no confusion, I will move to the question 5. For the question 5 in here, there is a person named Jake. He talk of a number, and then in here he made some calculation to his number. He add 9, and then after that he multiply the result by 5. So it means I don't know what is the input, and then I can make a function machine in here. After the input I don't know, so I make it as x. And then the rule is add 9. After add 9, we multiply the result by 5. So the rule will be plus 9 and then multiplied by 5. The answer is negative 1.5. Now for the question B, we have to use the inverse function to work out the number that is that Jake thought of. So this is, we already have the 1.5, negative 1.5 as the output. Because we already have the output, we are going to find the input. We have to do from the back to the opposite. This is times 5. Opposite of times 5 will be divided by 5. Opposite of plus 9, it will be subtract 9. So the number will be negative 1.5 divided by 5, which is equals to negative 0.3. And then negative 0.3 minus 9, it will be equals to negative 9.3. So the number that Jake thought of is negative 9.3. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is too fast or something? No, for sure. How about the others? Is there anyone else having any question?
No, teacher.
Okay. Please feel free to, yes?
If I make it go the same way like the first function map in letter A, but the numbers are different pattern from
Yeah.
the
So like you write divide by 5 first and then minus 9 like that.
but going that way, going to
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah, that
Can.
is also okay. Can. That is also okay, as long as you know that the number that you have to write first is the opposite of times 5 and then opposite of plus 9. That is okay.
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
Yes.
Is there anything? Okay, someone asked me about the test. The test will be depend on how fast we finish all the revision question. Someone, okay, is there anyone who disagree with my answer? Or maybe because you didn't read the question properly that this is negative 1.5. Maybe you write it as 1.5. That's why you got it as 8.7. I think that is the difference where you get as 8.7.
No, I put it as negative 0.3 minus 9. Oh wait, never mind. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
negative
teacher,
0. Yes.
it's a mysterious number plus 9 times 5 equals to 1.5, negative
Yeah,
1.5.
negative 1.5, not 1.5.
Oh,
Yeah. So I
because
don't
I
know.
don't see the negative.
Yeah, okay. Even last time when I tried to write the answer, I also didn't check if it is having negative, and then when I tried to check it again, yeah, it's actually negative. That's why I know
So the
maybe if,
answer for the A is
the answer for the question A, we just have to write all the rule in the function mapping. So the answer, we just have to write x as the mysterious number, or maybe you don't want, if you don't like the letter x, you can just put letter n or letter a or any letter as the as the symbol of the mysterious number. And then after that, you just need to copy what the rule given. So this is the things that Chick did is adding the number by 9. So the first rule will be add 9. And then for the other things that he did is multiply the result by 5. That's why after plus 9, the other rule is multiply 5. After that, we write the answer. That's it. This is the question A. We just have to write the rule and then the answer. For the question B, we go from the answer and then finding the mysterious number by doing the opposite calculation from the very back. So this is multiply 5 become divide by 5 plus 9 becomes subtract 9. Okay. Is there anyone else still having any question or need to clarify anything? Is there anyone? No? For sure? I'm checking the chat box first. If there anyone having any question, let me know. Okay, no one say anything to the chat box, so I think it's already clear enough for you. I will move to the question 6. For the question 6 in here, this is also same like a position to thumb rule. So maybe then this is also will be answering your question that you asked me before. So this is this is the first three pattern of a sequence. In here, as you can see, there is a pattern 1 until pattern 3. We have to work out the expression for the number of square in the n pattern. Because it is the n pattern, it's mean like we have to find the n term. To find the n term, you can check it by finding the position to thumb rule first. So the first thing you have to do is counting how many squares are there in each pattern. So at the first pattern, there are 4 squares. So that's why I write 4 for the first term. At the second pattern, there are 7 boxes. That's why it will be 7 for the second term. And then at the pattern 3, there are 10 boxes. That's why the term 3, there will be 10. After that, you have to check the difference from 4 into 7, or you find the term to term rule. From 4 into 7, we have to plus it by 3. From 7 into 10, we have to plus it by 3. Because the position to term rule is at 3, it means later we will have to find the multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 can be 3, 6, 9. And then after that, we need to find the difference. The difference, it will be 4 minus 3, which is equals to 1. 7 minus 6 will be equals to 1. 10 minus 9, it will be equals to 1. And then usually when it is about the position to term rule, we multiply the position number with whatever term to term rule that is here. But in here, the question is about the n term. So now we use the letter n. We multiply with the position to term rule, which is 3. After that, we plus it with the difference. So we plus it by 1. N times 3, it will be equals to 3n. So it will be 3n plus 1 for the n term in the question 6. So anyone having any question?
No, teacher.
For sure, okay. The others really for sure? Can maybe, do you have any questions still?
No, teacher.
Yes?
For number 7B, isn't the question similar? Actually, the same with
Yeah.
one of the tests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, teacher, my question
Yes.
is like, how do you get the 3? I still don't really understand
Okay,
the
so
3.
listen, the things that you have to do, the first thing to find the position to term rule, to find the position to term rule or n term, in here, you have to find the term to term rule first. You have to find the term to term rule first. After you find the term to term rule, you make the table. Make the table. The table will be having like the term. After the term, it will be having the multiple of the term to term rule given. After that, you find the difference. After you have the table, you can make the position to term rule. If it is position to term rule, later the position number you will multiply it by the term to term rule given. Wait, where is my pen? So the position number, you multiply it with the term to term rule. After you multiply the position number with the term to term rule, you need to add it by the difference. Do not forget to add it by the difference. And then after that, you add the difference to the rule that you have. That's the
Wait, the
thing.
term to term is +3, right?
Yeah, the term to term rule is +3. That's why if it is +3, we need to find the multiple of 3. Okay, that's why in here for the table,
So
I have
3,
the
6,
multiple. Yeah,
9.
after that, you make list for all of the term. 4 minus
Mhm.
3 will be equals to 1. 7 minus 6, it will be equals to 1. 10 minus 9, it will be equals to 1.
Oh,
Because this is the nth term,
position
so
number.
position number times 3 plus 1.
And then you plus 1. Oh,
Yeah,
teacher, can
1 is
you
from the difference. Yes? Yes, what happened? So like if you have the anthem is the simplest way when we say the position to term rule. But it doesn't mean that you always can replace all the position number into the letter n. It depends on the question. If the question asks you about the position to term rule, it means you will have to use the 3 times position number plus 1. But if the question asks you about the n term, you will use the 3n plus 1. It depends on which question is it. Yeah, yes, I can see what I can see your annotation. And what is your question now?
multiplication?
Sorry, your voice is
3.
not. Yeah, sorry, something 3.
So, the position to term, we know it's multiple of 3, right?
Yeah,
And then the one from the center.
yeah.
The
The center
difference.
for the difference, the one that is will make the term go back to its original number, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear enough now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else having
Okay,
any
I need to
questions?
screenshot the.
Yeah. Okay. Is
Okay.
there anyone else having any question before I move to question 7? No? Okay.
I have no question, teacher.
Okay. Okay, if you have no question, let us move to the question 7. For the question 7 in here, a mapping multiplies the input by 4, then subtract 3. So this is the input is x, the output is y. It's already given from the question. So in here we write the x multiply 4 and then subtract by 3. Now we need to write the expression. So x times 4, it will be equals to 4x. And then for x minus 3, it will be 4x minus 3 still. And then for the question B, work out the value of x when the y is equals to 31. So we already have the output which is equals to 31. When we already have the output, don't forget to do any operation from the back and do the opposite. The arrow supposed to be going there, sorry. So this is 31, we plus it by 3, y plus by 3 because this is subtract 3. Opposite of subtract 3 is plus 3. 31 plus 3, it will be equals to 34. And then in here, it will be divided by 4. Because this is times 4, opposite of times 4 is divided by 4. So, yeah, 34 divided by 4, it will be equals to 8.5. That's why the value of x in here, it will be equals to 8.5. Is there anything that you are going to ask, Jovan? Or maybe I make a wrong calculation or something? Jovan, is there anything that you want to ask? Yeah, it will be better if you tell me which one is your question. No, because you keep on trying to make a notation request. That's why I think that you have any question. No question? Okay. Sorry, Nicholas, what do you mean by the question? It's times 4.
No, I'm helping my friend.
Oh, okay. What are you going to ask, Jovan? Yeah, if you want to write it as a fraction, it's okay. So you can write it as 34 by 4 because the question did not say anything that you have to keep the answer as a fraction or as a decimal. The question did not ask anything, so it means you can keep it as a fraction. Is there anyone else having any question? Is
No,
anyone?
teacher.
No? Okay. Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the next question. I will move to the question 8. Please let me know whenever you have any question. Okay. So now for the question 8, the term-to-term rule for a sequence is multiply by 3 then subtract 7. So we already have multiply by 3 then subtract 7. So in here I will just represent it as a function mapping, a function machine. So it will be times 3 minus 7. So later it will be make it easier for finding the previous sequence, previous term. So in here we already have the third term which is equals to 17. And then we are going to find the fourth term. So we just do following the rule given. To find the next term, we have to multiply the previous term by 3 and then subtract 7. The previous term is 17. 17 times 3, it will be equals to 51. 51 minus 7, it will be equals to 44. Is it clear enough for question 8 or is it still confusing? 8a before I move to the 8b. Okay. For the
Yeah.
8b, we already have the third term. We need to find the second term because second term is the previous term. It means like we do the inverse function. We do the previous one, so we need to do the opposite for all of the rule in here. So we read from the back. This is subtract 7. Opposite of subtract 7, it will be plus 7. Multiply by 3, it will be opposite of multiply by 3 is divide by 3. So 17 plus 7, it will be equals to 24. 24 divided by 3, it will be equals to 8. The 8 is still the second term. The question is asking for the first term. So the first term is the previous term before the second term is first term. So we need to make it, we do from the back to the opposite again. 8 plus 7 will be equals to 15. 15 divided by 3 will be equals to 5. So it means the first term is equals to 5. Is there anyone having any question?
No, teacher.
No, for sure, you have no question?
No
Okay.
question.
Jovan, are you done with this slide before I move to the previous question? I can go back to the previous one, but let me know if you're already done with the question 8. Okay. If you're already done with the question 8, I will go back to the question 7. So Jovan, please try to pay attention. If you have any question, please let me know when I'm asking you. Do not ask me to go back when I already moved to the other side. Is there anything that is confusing from question 7?
No, teacher.
Jovan? No, already? Okay. If no one have no confusion, let us move to the question 9. For the question 9, in here we already have the mapping diagram. So 8 into 4 and then 12 into 6. The rule is divide by 2. So it means in here I need to find any number that when I divide by 2 will be equals to 14. Or if you want to find the input, you can do the opposite. Opposite of divide by 2 will be times 2. So you just need to do 14 times 2, which is equals to 28. And then for the writing the mapping as a function, the output we will make it as y, the input will be x, so we write it as y is equals to x divided by 2. Is there anyone having any question at question 9?
No, teacher.
Okay. I don't think we will be finishing all the revision question by today. Maybe tomorrow we will clearly finish it. So the chapter wise test will be on Friday, not tomorrow. Okay. I will move to the question 10. Find the nth term of each sequence. The first one has already done for you. So we have 6, 12, 18, 24. And then the first thing we have to do is finding the difference. From 6 into 12, the difference is 6. From 12 into 8, the difference is 6. So it means the letter n, I need to multiply it by 6. Now I need to check for the first term. The first term, it means the n is 1. 1 times 6 will be already equals to 6. That's why the n term, it will be only 6n. For the question 10, we have 5, 8, 11, 14. So we find the difference from 5 into 8, we plus it by 3. From 8 into 11, we plus it by 3. From 11 into 14, we plus it by 3. It means the term-to-term rule is at 3. So the letter n, we will multiply with the term-to-term rule, which is 3. After that, we need to check for the first term. When we check for the first term, the n will be equals to 1. 1 times 3 will be only 3. But in here, the number is 5. We need to add another 2. So n times 3 will be equals to 3n. And then we plus it by 2. Or if you get confused, maybe I'll talk too fast. You can make table on each sequence and then find like the usual method that we use. Is there anyone who get confused, or maybe I talk too fast? You need
No,
another explanation?
no, teacher.
Really, for sure? Okay. If you have
Sure.
no question, I check the checkbox also. No one asked me any question. So I will move to the question 11. For the question 11, here are the first four number in the sequence. 6, 12, 24, and 48. And then we need to find the term-to-term rule. Now we check from 6 into 12, we need to plus it by 6. And then from 12 into 24, we need to plus it by 12. So it means the addition doesn't work because the rule is not constant. We need to find any other possibility. From 6 into 12, we can multiply by 2. Now we check from 12 into 24. Can we get it from multiplied by 2? Yes, 12 times 2 will be equals to 24. 24 to 48 is times 2. That's why the term-to-term rule in here will be times 2. Is there anyone who get confused at question 11a, or maybe I talk too fast?
So if I write multiply by 2, is
Yeah,
it okay?
yeah. You can write it like this or multiply by 2 also okay. Yeah, that is okay. Now let us move to the question 11b. In a different sequence, the first number is 3. The term-to-term rule is 2. We need to find the 10th term. We already have the first, and then we need to find the 10, and then we just need to find the difference between 10 and also 1. 10 and 1, the difference is 9. After we find the difference between the terms that is given and then the unknown term, we multiply the difference by the term-to-term rule given. The term-to-term rule is add 2, that's why the 9 we will multiply by 2, become 18. Because the next term the number will be bigger, so it means the given term, which is equals to 3, we will plus it by 18. That's why the 10th term, it will be equals to 21. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything?
No, teacher.
For sure?
Yeah, for sure. 100%
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know whenever you have any questions so you can do well in the chapter wise test. Okay, let us move to the question 12. For the question 12, pick the expression that have the same value when the a is equals to 3, the b is when the a is equals to 2, the b is equals to 3. Now for this question, we just need to replace all the letters with the given value. This is b plus 1, become 3 plus 1, and then we check the answer will be 4. We move to the next box. 4a minus 3. 4a means 4 times a. The a is 2, so it will be 4 times 2 minus 3. There is a multiplication and subtraction. Multiplication have to be done first. So we finish the 4 times 2, which is equals to 8. 8 minus 3, it will be equals to 5. And then for the next box, we have AB. AB means A times B. And then the A is 2, the B is 3. 2 times 3 will be equals to 6. And then the last box is A plus B. The A2, the B3. And then 2 plus 3 will be equals to 5. And then because we have to tick which box that having the same value, so we found that the second and the last box having the same value, which is equals to 5. That's why I tick the second and also the last box. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I'm too fast? Okay. Which number that are you confused? Do not only tell me, teacher, I'm confused. Which number that is confused? Let me know. Is it the previous question or the number that we discussed? Okay. So in
Teacher,
here,
did
yes.
discuss question 13 or not? You say it's
Yeah,
compulsory.
yeah, it's not compulsory, but we are going to discuss it because it's like different. Tomorrow we will discuss it, or maybe today we will discuss it if we still have enough time. Okay, someone asked me about the question 12 still in a private message there. So in here we have the b plus 1. We have the b is equals to 3. So now I will not write it as b. I will write it as 3. I have to replace all the letter with the given value. Because the b is equals to 3, so we replace the b into 3. So 3 plus 1, it will be equals to 4. That's why I get number 4 for the first box. This is 4a. 4a means 4 times a. And then now we have the value of a. Is the screen share gone or anything? Can
No,
you see the?
it's
Is it still
it's
visible? Visible.
yeah, still yeah, still
Okay.
visible.
For maybe if you cannot see the screen share, your internet connection is not stable enough. Maybe. How about the others? Is it still visible for you, or is it only happen for some students?
I can see.
Okay, if you can see. Okay then. Yeah, maybe you can rejoin or do something. Later I will share all the PowerPoint to you. Okay. So now for the 4a, so it means the a we will replace it into 2. 4 times 2, the a we replace it into 2. For a minus 3, so 4 times 2 minus 3. We replace all the letter with the given value. In here, we multiply first before subtract. So 4 times 2 will be equals to 8. 8 minus 3 will be equals to 5. AB. AB means A times B. After that, we need to replace the letter A into 2, the B into 3. Because it's already given that the A is equals to 2, the B is equals to 3. So A times B now become 2 times 3, which is equals to 6. And then the other one, A plus B. The A we replace it into 2, the B we replace it into 3. That's why it will be 2 plus 3, which is equals to 5. Is there anyone having any question? Or maybe is it clear enough for those who ask me not more explanation for question 12? Is it already clear enough?
It's clear.
Okay. How about someone who asked me, is it clear enough or is it still confusing? Okay. If it is
Clear.
already clear enough, let us move to, yeah, it's only 1 minute left. I don't think it will be enough. So tomorrow we will continue the discussion. We still have the question 13, 14, and 15. That's why the chapter wise test, I cannot hold it on tomorrow. So the chapter wise test will be on Friday. Yeah, so tomorrow we will finish the discussion first. I'll give you like a more question to revise tomorrow. So we yeah, maybe you can tell me which chapter, which thing that is still confusing for you. Is there anything that is still confusing for you during the discussion from the question 1 until question 12?
Teacher, question 15 is like a
Yeah,
wrong question, right?
yeah, it's a wrong question. The letter C is supposed to be letter A. I make a wrong typing. Yeah, it cannot be counted when there are two C in both sides. Okay. Is there anyone else having any question?